All right, who am I with today?
Coach Smith.
Or today, as we will learn, Mr. Smith. Because I spent so much of our last interview learning about Coach Smith, I figured today I'll learn more about Mr. Smith.
Oh, perfect.
So before I turned the cameras on, actually, you noted how much you hated the last interview.
Yes.
Why did you hate the last interview?
I was the interviewer. Didn't do me very much justice, painted me in a bad light. I kind of felt like Jordan in The Last Dance.
I mentioned a couple times that you had 200 wins. I would argue that's painting you in a really great light. And I'm not the one who said I would fight a ref. Want to put that out there.
Once again, I feel like Jordan in The Last Dance. You're my Scottie Pippen.
How many times did Jordan win a chip without Scottie Pippen?
0.
Precisely. So he just said we're like Jordan and Pippen. So I think that speaks really highly on me. All right. Anyways, let's get into Mr. Smith.
Let's get to it.
And I can't help but notice it's not Dr. Smith. You don't have a doctorate.
I do not have a doctorate.
Why don't you have a doctorate?
Because at the point of time, I actually got accepted to a doctoral program, but that's when I started coaching, which was about 20 years ago now. And I knew I couldn't multitask that much and still get my doctorate. So I dropped that and stuck with Mr.
Look at that. You know, there are some people in the school with a doctor. Dr. Clarkson.
It's a lot, Dr. Andrews.
Precisely. And so, does that keep you up at night?
Nope, not at all.
It should.
Okay.
I'll
look into it. I'll join a doctoral program.
I'm such a positive influence. Getting back to school. All right, speaking of school, you attended Richwoods, didn't you?
I did attend Richwoods High School. Graduate 1997.
Wow.
Long time
97.
ago.
You were still using phone books back then, weren't you?
Phone books, yes.
Wow. It's your social security. So like 03.
Not at all. I'm not that old.
Well, I see some gray hairs.
A little bit.
A little more than a little.
Yep, it's all because of you, James.
Well, I like to think that I add to the stoic look.
Definitely.
So, what classes do you teach, Mr., not Dr., Mr. Smith?
I teach product-oriented marketing.
I take that one.
Definitely do. Teach IB computer science.
Okay.
What else do I teach? Accounting, dual credit business.
Back on the board here.
Yep. And then I also teach AP computer science.
All right. So we know a lot about Mr. Smith. Let's learn more about William Smith. Can I call you William?
You cannot.
Well, I think by the end of this interview.
Nope. Not at all.
Well, not yet.
Never.
Not yet. Never say never. Anyways, so you're a father, right?
I am a father.
To who?
To 4 children.
Wow.
Yep.
4. So is it like 2 boys?
2 boys, 2 girls.
Who's older?
The boy.
All right. What are they doing in life?
The oldest one is a electrical engineer.
Hey, good for him.
He just got a promotion. He does all the project planning. He's a project planning supervisor.
Doing better than you.
His paychecks don't say so.
Well, you're a teacher, so.
Yep.
Doesn't take much to beat that.
True.
All right. And the other ones, what do the other ones do?
2 are still in high school and 1's in middle school.
They go here?
2 go here.
2 go here. So do you and Coach Hawks like meet up? Because you guys both have kids that go here. So
no, me and Coach Hawks talk, but we don't meet
up. Like a little club where it's like.
Not at all.
Okay. So you just say that you're not very social.
I'm not very social.
What a loser.
Definitely.
Look at this guy.
Loner.
Would you consider yourself a popular loner?
I'm not popular at all. People just know who I am.
But you're a loner, though.
I am a loner. I like to be alone.
So you married, though?
I am married.
Good for you, man. Good for you. How long?
8 years.
You were coaching basketball before you were married?
The second time, yes.
Oh,
I've been married twice.
Ooh. Was it like a messy divorce?
It was like Will Smith, and no, it wasn't messy at all.
So it was just
amicable.
Amicable.
It's a big word for you.
Well, not for me.
That's from being in Mrs. Strong's English class.
I was in Mrs. Strong's.
You were not. Go ahead,
I
though.
was in my freshman year.
You got kicked out. I was
I
there.
did not get kicked out.
Just go ahead. Move on with this
I
interview.
finished the class.
It's just taking too long.
I wasn't kicked out. Okay. I got a thinker question. You know, a question that really makes you think.
It's not gonna be tough if you're asking it. Go ahead.
Well, I got two now.
Yep.
All right. So here's the first one. So how many people do you allow? Like how many people? Like the whole bench who's on the team, basketball team, right? How many kids are on the
How many kids are on the basketball team?
Yeah.
On the varsity team?
Yeah.
Last year was the biggest team I've ever had, and I carried 16.
Okay, 16. Okay. So we'll say that 10 of those guys are, juniors and seniors, and they're good, and they're going to get it, and they're going to get playing time, right? And they're probably going to be your main rotation. And you're probably not going to play those other 6. So could those other 6 just be freshmen, and then they could all say, could we all be freshmen on varsity if we're not playing varsity?
Could you all be freshmen on varsity?
Because you like
if you're a freshman on varsity, you're more than likely you're probably better than some of the older guys.
But they don't play.
I believe I did play freshman this year.
Well, you played
2 of them. One started, and the other one was 6-man.
Well, there's one who doesn't play. There's got to be like 2 or 3 freshmen who don't play. So could you swap them out for, say, me?
No, you're not very good.
Well, you haven't seen me set a screen.
I've seen you. It doesn't matter.
You've not seen me set a
It's
screen.
okay.
I have really great on and off ball screens.
It's amazing. We'll never get to see that talent of yours.
Like a brick wall. Do you need a manager next year?
Nope.
Well, sign me up. Just keep my name in your back pocket.
I will keep my name. I will keep your name in my shoe pocket for sure.
Shoe pocket. What's a shoe pocket?
At the bottom of my shoe, under my sole, is a pocket.
Okay,
It'll be there though. I will always be walking on your name. You will leave an imprint on the court.
I will. Well, when you play me.
No,
so,
just when I have those shoes on.
Speaking of playing me, I didn't play against P&D.
You did not.
I did not. I even wore some shoes that would be good if I were to play, but I didn't play.
Not at all.
But there was a point in the game where you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna win this game." Why didn't you sub me in?
Because you're not very good.
But you promised you would sub me in, though.
I didn't promise I'd play you.
So you go back on your promises?
Never.
You lie all the time. Is that like
Don't do that either.
Basketball game. Would you sub me in?
Got you.
Well,
I'm always honest. That's why we're having this honest conversation that you're not very good.
I would argue that I'm really good, and you're just not a great guy to interview.
True.
At least he knows. At least he knows how bad.
See, honesty.
So, speaking on the last interview, you said because we were talking about guys who started and how our team was overall bigger than theirs, and you noted height doesn't matter. I'm 5'1", so could I make the team?
If you were good, yes.
I am good though.
It's okay, James. You're good. You're good at this.
See, and there it is. You just said I'm good at this, even though you said I was bad at this earlier.
I said it was
Now
a
you're
bad
going
interview
back.
earlier. I didn't say that you were
No,
bad
you're
at
going
interviewing.
back on
I said
your
the
word.
interview earlier
You're
was
going
bad.
back on your word.
There you go, trying to think again. One at a time task.
You just say you go back on your word. Anyways, let's talk about these refs.
What about them?
I was there for the game against Central, and it was a bunch of ticky-tack little bad calls. It was bad calls against Richwoods, in my opinion.
Okay.
Did you go and fight those refs?
No.
Would you?
No. They called the game they thought they saw.
What if they drove past your house?
They would have no reason to drive past my house.
What if they were?
That's fine, as long as they don't yell out the window.
What if-
Obscenities.
What if they drove past their house with
They would have to stop.
Richwood's lost banner.
That's fine. They would have to stop and get out the car and approach me. I still wouldn't fight them.
But you said last interview that you would.
Nah, I'm a
I can-
law-abiding citizen.
But I can roll the clip.
Then you can roll all the clips you want.
Driving past your house taunting you. Like, hey, I called that reach in. It wasn't really a reach in.
I don't think a ref would do that. At that point, outside of confines of basketball, they're not a referee anymore. So that's a completely different situation.
So he'd fight a random guy. All right. That's going on the news, by the way.
That's fine.
Everyone.
You know what, James? This interview's over.
What? What?
Get out of my classroom, buddy.
What a loser.